Hey everyone, and welcome to Table Talk, episode 5. I'm your host, Tony Tasty, and we're back with another hand analysis episode for you today. But first, I want to introduce my wonderfully talented co host. I like pineapples.
Hey guys, undeniably the best fruit.
King Lenny.
Just try harder.
And I-75 North.
Good morning, everybody. Appreciate you providing this resource.
We've got a lot to cover today, so let's dive right into it and look at the first hand, yeah?
Alrighty.
Here we go.
Throw the jack. Throw the king. Nope. Throw the right, lead the queen. No! Oh.
Interesting. Take it. I guess she's got it.
She's got it.
Ooh.
I'm happy with her, the way she played that. I was proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she played that perfectly.
I was thinking her partner.
It's like that.
Just like that. Break it down for us. What went on here?
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one, I-75. I thought that was masterful play.
I mean, a Jack X is a tough call. Ohio Euchre has a quiz question number 5, asking if you're going to pick up a Jack X and an off ace. And 33% of players get this one wrong. And it is a tough pickup, but you have to do it. I think part of the reason it works out is your partner in seat 2 doesn't want to order a jack into your hand. So you almost always can count on them for a trick. But in this case, you have to let them take one. And they did not have a great ordering hand. So I was kind of on my own, but yet if they've got an ace in their hand or they can take a trick, then we should be good. But you have to just be patient and just play it out. You've got to pick it up, though.
Yeah, I like the discard. Talking about, I used to think that keeping the connected king was the better move than keeping the connected ace, because it's like if hearts goes around the table, then your king is promoted, and you're still sitting on an ace. But you guys actually made really good points about keeping your connected ace, because that jack is probably good on a trick later. But also because when you're forced to duck like you did, you want to be throwing away a bad card rather than trying to force yourself into a spot where you're holding basically where you're holding your king instead of a good ace.
Yeah.
I also really like the duck on 3rd Street there, just like letting your partner take the hand. Especially because you saw seat 1 didn't lead any aces, so they're probably not holding any, and just giving them the opportunity to enter the game for you.
Well, and I'm hoping to take a trick, obviously, or pull trump with the jack. Hopefully take a trick with the queen, but I really need that ace to either draw out trump or take a trick. And then again, the jack, I can follow up with the jack. So I always keep a connected ace, always. Unless it's a king queen. But I just always keep an ace, a connected ace. I love aces.
Quick point of clarity.
Yeah.
Duck was on 2nd Street, not 3rd.
Oh, yeah. But point stands. I think also a lot of people's temptation here is to take this and lead the right, and basically nullify your partner in the hand. And at that point, you might as well have just gone alone, right? So yeah, I really like this. I don't think you could have played it any better. And I also think if you played it any differently, you would have gotten set there.
Yeah. I mean, you have to count on your partner for one. He's got 5 cards over there. Doesn't necessarily need to have trump, but an ace. But you just have to, realize that you might get set, and that's okay. You still really need to pick this up, and you just count on your partner for one.
Hmm.
Oh,
All right. I got no more notes on that
over
one.
there, Lenny?
Yeah, I think just to go back to that duck on 2nd Street, I think, well, we'll go to the one on 1st Street.
Oh,
If you have right X, do not over trump with your right and put yourself in a bad spot. That was a great play. Save that, try to set it up later. And it's really tempting on 2nd Street to go in with that queen and just, run your plan, queen, suck with the right, and drop your ace. But I like the duck because you're giving your partner a chance, which you talked about, but also worst case scenario, you're probably throwing last.
Yeah, that's another thing is, sorry.
No, I was going to say, I guess actually worst case scenario is the ace is buried and you dump the king, so the queen is boss, but really you're probably throwing last and you're giving your partner a chance. It's a double good play.
Yeah, I really like it from a positioning perspective as well. Like you just mentioned, like ducking that means that you probably get to play last on the next trick, or it's either you get to play last or your partner takes it and they get to lead to you, which are like your two really good scenarios for you. Just because it's a really powerful spot to be in, and you're increasing the value of your cards by allowing yourself to play later in the trick next round.
no, I agree. I actually I remember what I was thinking during that play, and I thought my left-hand opponent would take it, and I would have been great with that for that reason, for the positioning. But then when my partner won it, it was perfect. And then he leads back trump. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Want to kick it on over to hand two?
Yeah, I think we've got that one pretty well covered.
Here we go.
Order.
Commentary on here.
Order.
Call it.
Loner.
I lead off, so. That's a problem. Yeah. Not anymore.
Left was buried.
Yeah, I'm not overly thrilled with this one. I saw I could have passed and then called clubs. I was looking at that, again, the Jack X with the ace, and I had just played a hand like that and really didn't want to do another one. And so I decided to go for it. It's early in the game. But as I watch it play out, and I went with the passive lead. Obviously, I'm going for 1 point or hoping my partner can pick one up there. But I'm just, as I look at it, I just wonder if I shouldn't have played my right here. So I went ahead and played the Jack of Diamonds, and then came back with my Queen of Clubs. So I don't put myself in this spot right here.
Yeah, I really like the passive lead on 1st Street. I think that was a very, very heads up play. I almost wonder if ducking it on 2nd was better than taking with your 10. But also, I think you're allowed to duck a lot more often when you order cards up to your partner. So taking here is probably what you have to do. But yeah, you're right. When it comes back around to you on trick 4, and hearts have already been played off of the table, and now
Yeah.
you have like
Yes.
so right ace is almost always worth 2 tricks, right? But you have to play last for it to be worth 2 tricks. And the
Exactly.
danger here is that seat 2 is holding the left, and they just ducked on trick 3, waiting to over trump you.
Yeah, I
But
didn't feel like my left-hand opponent had anything, but I really thought my partner was going to take that next one, and so it kind of surprised me. And when I threw my ace on there, yeah, I knew I could be toast in any other situation.
yeah, I think you got both lucky and unlucky that so many diamonds were buried on this hand. But I really, really like the passive lead from seat 1. A lot of the times the temptation is when you order up, you got to lead the right first street. But when you're sitting on connected, or when you're sitting on right ace like that, it's like, I'm looking at that and that's like, that's 2 tricks. And if I lead passive and I get to take on like a spade or a heart, then my 10 is worth a trick as well. So I've got 3 in my hand. And I think it's like playing for the march, right? But I like this. I think this is good play. It just looks a little risky sitting on trick 3 there and having to play the ace.
Yeah, I mean, I played it this way to not get set. That was my goal, was don't get set on
Yeah.
this. And I knew the dealer is going to be creating a void. He's picking up a trump, probably has one in his hand already. He could have the left king, queen.
Yeah.
So I was just hoping my partner could take one trick for me, but yeah,
it ended up working out. Yeah, I think my range for calling these hands is if I'm looking at it and I'm sitting there saying I'm willing to lead trump here. Not necessarily I have to, but like I'm willing to. And I think leading off is the best way to protect yourself from getting set on doing this. So I definitely think that first lead was solid.
yeah. I did notice that my partner was flush with clubs, and really, when I look back at it, I probably should have passed, and maybe they'd pick up and we would euchre them, or I call clubs, and that's still solid too. So
Yeah. I think crossing the river to trump 2 suited is a little riskier, and it's easy to sit here and look at everybody's hands and be like, oh well, that's what I should have done. But when you're sitting there in the game and you don't have all of that other information, I like this order.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's look at it blind right now.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Anything to add on that one, Lenny?
Oh my gosh, I have so much to add. I'm so sorry. So let's take the path where you lead the jack on first street, and your partner takes with the ace. So when that happens, doesn't take with the ace, plays the ace, and then Carl takes with trump. When that happens, you've seen the 9 at your left hand with Middlebauer. So they could have the king. So you don't know if your queen is good or not. I think if your partner plays the king, then you know that if there is an ace out there, they have it. Because I kind of doubt Middlebauer is going to go under if they have the ace of clubs.
Right.
So that's just something to pick up on. And I think me personally, I doing the passive lead here, I would have led the queen, which makes things a little bit different, because then if I'm your partner and you're doing a passive lead into an order, and I know that I can make your queen boss, and I don't know if you want me to lead trump, if I have trump, or what you want me to lead back. I mean, they don't have a good card to lead back to you. So I would go under. If you laid the queen, knowing that your queen is the top club, I would go under. But that actually gives you less information, right? Because now
Yeah, that's
Um,
interesting.
left
That's a
hand
good
opponent,
point.
yeah, left hand opponent could have the king, but you know that if the ace is out there, your partner has it because they wouldn't, and they also have the king because they wouldn't not throw the ace if the king was still lurking. So
Well, I think the jack lead also gives seat two incentive to play under and try to get let his partner take it too.
mhm.
Whereas the queen might be a little bit more
Mm. Yeah,
enticing
and
to grab it.
if I'm sitting in seat 3 here, so this is why my general philosophy is I lead the highest connected card that I have. Like if I'm sitting on like king queen or queen jack, I lead my highest, because it gives my partner the most amount of information. And if you order up here from seat 1 and I'm sitting in seat 3, I place you on 2 to 3 hands. It's going to be like right ace and nothing, or like left king queen, or something like left +2, or right +2. And I want to give you as much information as I can about my hand, especially if I'm void. I'm actually, when I see you lead passive here, I'm playing my king so that I can come back with the ace and
Right, correct.
not confuse anyone.
Correct. Yep.
But yeah, that was a good point, Lenny. I didn't even like think about it from seat 3 spot here.
Yeah, and I think that if you led the queen and they went under, um, that still leaves the ace and the king out there. I mean, I think that's especially after Carl trumps. I think that's where once you take that second trick, you come back with the right just to see where you're sitting, even though you don't know that the queen is boss. I think that's a
You
better
can
risk
barely
than
assume
trying
that
to.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. When I look back on it, I would have I should have played the jack.
But the upside is when you're coming back with it, either your left hand Middlebauer has the boss club and your partner is empty of clubs, so they might be able to trump in,
Correct.
or your partner has boss and hopefully you're forcing Carl to trump in. And then on Second Street, Carl leads the king, and I really like this. And Pineapple, I think you even mentioned like it's tempting to duck there, but he led the false king, trying to get her to duck.
Yeah.
And I really like that because if she does duck and then he gets to come back with an ace, she's not in a great spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Even with 3 trump and jack right ace, but you still got to take all 3 on a on a short suit that's already been around once. So I think that's a really really good lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to be
Excellent.
honest, I was focusing on his hand. His hand was my concern. Just being the dealer and picking up and having a void. I was really keeping an eye on him as opposed to I wasn't really watching my partner so much.
A good trick and a good name. Lead the false king.
Yep. If anyone's going to get me, it's Carl. But he'll do it politely.
Always.
Yeah, I'm content with the analysis on this one. I think we can move on to the next. But yeah, in summary, I really like the order. I think the hand was misplayed slightly. Got put in like a really bad spot just because of maybe a little bit of poor communication between you and your partner. But both lucky and unlucky that so many of the diamonds were buried there.
Yeah. Great points.
All right, let's check out number 3.
Oh, 8-7.
Yep, notice the
They're
score.
down,
It's a
so they
little
got to make
scary.
a good call there. I'm passing.
Oh, I'm calling.
My partner's not ordering
I'm
me up.
passing.
I'm thinking, okay, they probably have diamonds
Really?
covered.
Think you're gonna call
I've
it
got
clubs?
the other covered. Let's go for a
I
big
would have
play.
called.
No, my partner's going to call somewhere. They're going to run into
They're
something. Yeah.
crossing
Wasn't
the river.
expecting
About
hearts.
the right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a euchre.
It's
But I
looking
like
like it. Nope.
Oh, shoot. Partner doesn't
Isolation.
have any.
Uh-oh.
Ace of
Well,
clubs. Ace of clubs.
Only the dealer or only the caller has hearts. So let's pull it. Try that. Yep. Now it's all up to partner. Perfect. Oh, nice. We needed those 2 points. We went from 3 down. From winning, I mean, 3 points for a win, and now we only need 1 point for a win.
Yeah.
Passing on right X there.
Yeah. After we
another,
just talked about
exactly.
it. I see the vision here. I think it's really, really tempting to pass in this spot because, like you said, you are sitting on like a monster trapping hand. And what you're hoping for here, right, is that seat one is kind of inundated with the next mentality and just calls next. Because that's obviously your best hand. But even
Or
if they call
passes.
hearts, yeah. And even if they call hearts, you're content with it, right? And
Yes.
seeing your partner pass on that ace is a good point. It's like they're probably covered in a red suit here, or they wouldn't be passing the ace at this score.
Right.
I don't know. The more I've looked at this one, the more I think you have to pick it up. And just take your guaranteed, or maybe not guaranteed, but take your
a
point
Jack
here.
X is not guaranteed.
Yeah, no,
Especially
I
when my
know.
ace is a green. I mean,
But there's
same color suit.
next, yeah. There's a couple things that I noticed here looking at the cards, and the first is that your partner passes when I don't think that they should have.
Correct.
I think he wanted you probably to go alone and just close out the game. But if you're sitting on a hand like left king and you see the ace showing, and you also have a green ace king doubleton in your hand,
Yes.
I think you just have to call this. So
Yep.
you're getting bad information from your partner here.
Correct.
So when it comes around to you, you're sitting there going, well, I think he's got to be covered in something. And if it's not spades, and I'm sitting on like a monster clubs and hearts hand, then we're probably good to just pass it.
And he's probably got diamonds because I don't have any in my hand.
Yeah.
And we need a big play.
Yeah. And I also think that the way that this hand played out, like another mistake here is leading the 9 on First Street.
Yes.
Like, I think he made a good call, but if you're sitting on left ace +1, you just have to lead the left or the ace to burn the right off of the table so that you have 2 guaranteed tricks in your hand later.
Yes.
Or you can choose a passive lead like we saw earlier and go around the table and hopefully promote your cards here. And it also gives you, like, a passive lead gives you information about what's on the table. I
agree with you. I mean, part of my strategy, I mean, and I see it happen at the score where everybody feels very pressured, and they make mistakes. I mean,
yeah,
you see so many games where everyone will play just fine, but when it gets towards the end, you start seeing misplays and crazy calls. Everybody's feeling the pressure to close out the game. And I kind of banked on that a little bit. But I mean, if it was earlier in the game, I would have just picked it up.
Well, I want to just jump in on that 9 of hearts lead. I think a really good rule of thumb, if you're going to lead trump and you don't have the right, is to take your middle trump, just kind of however your spread breaks out.
Yes.
Obviously, if they're connected, I think you got to go with the top. But we saw what happened. There's just too much room between the 9 and the ace for them to get caught out.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the person with the right, which is exactly what happened.
And crossing the river. Yeah, it was definitely an error there on their part, and we capitalized on that.
Yeah, but I wanted to throw in here, I think it's interesting. I don't know if you guys noticed this. I think that if you pick up the ace, you guys march.
Yeah.
If you order up the ace, I think they're going to lead the ace of hearts. That's my opinion.
Yep.
And then
Carl comes in with the king.
Can go king and then left, or he can go high low, and then you go right, and then you go ace, and then you go ace of clubs, queen of clubs, march.
Yep.
So there's our 2 points.
Yeah, I think in most situations if he had played hearts differently there, I think they would have taken their point.
Yes.
Yes. And if he had called diamonds, they would have had you dead to rights. And if I think you passed here. I see the vision. But I think I saw so many mistakes around the table that I think you got lucky taking your 2 points here and squeaking by.
Well, my big factor was my partner didn't order me up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I see.
Exactly.
I see the logic. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I love an aggressive S2 partner. I love it. Because with that hand, I mean, I would have ordered that up. Obviously with my partner's hand, I wouldn't have a strong hand to go alone. And how many loners, do you attempt and you only walk away with 1 point? So a march is huge. But
I also,
regardless, go ahead.
To Lenny's earlier point, if you do pick up that, like say Carl orders the ace into your hand, he doesn't have the information that you have the right. So he is leading. So he's probably going to take. So if he orders it up, he's probably going to take with his king of spades on first street. And then he's going to lead back his ace of diamonds, which will be good. But you're not going to march it because you're in. Well, yeah, because seat 1's sitting on 2 trumps. So it's going to go hearts, and then Carl's going to play his spade and then lead his ace of diamonds back, which is good. But then he's going to lead his king of diamonds probably, and you're going to be in a tough spot where it's like, okay, well, now do I trump in and then lead the right? And if you do, seat 1 has 2 trumps, so they're guarded, so they're actually going to take a trick off of you. But if you pick this up, you do march. I don't know.
That's the fun of euchre.
Yeah. This hand could have played out so many different ways. I mean, I think that you were positive regardless of what happened. Well, I don't think you were positive regardless of what happens here. But I think it was a lucky 2 points. I understand the rationale for passing here. But I still think I would have picked this ace up at this score because I'm pretty content with 8-8. I think it's a lot better than 8-7, and I don't trust my hand well enough for going for it.
Well, I'm looking at the score. I remember what I was saying. I'm looking at the score, and I'm almost feeling like it's Hail Mary time. And maybe that's incorrect, but that's how I was feeling. We got to go big. And so that,
and also in league play, you can get away with stuff like that. It's the wild, wild west out there. I like it. It also plays out really well on a stream when people see you do this, and then you get your euchre and you're up 8-9. Yeah, and I think you were talking to me a little while ago about how you do stuff in League that you might not do in like one of your normal rated games.
That's
But
very
yeah,
true.
I
I play a little bit more
I
conservative in rated play than I do in league. And I'm looking at this. If we get the Euchre, we're up 9-8, but it's still their deal. But
yeah,
if we can hold them to 1 point, then it's our deal 9-9.
yep,
And that's what I was thinking. Of course, that would have been the case had we marched as well. So, but I looked at that hand and didn't see a march. I actually looked at my hand and thought a potential Euchre.
yeah.
So,
I like it. I also really like the right lead here. I think that was the play because you place him on 3 trump probably, and worst case scenario, you use your ace to burn it.
yes. Yep. And hope my partner's sitting over there with an ace or something, and he ended up taking it with a king.
Yep. I think as it stands, you did play it well. I probably would have ordered it up. I don't think I would have had the guts to pass, but it worked out. I like it.
Well, then we go to the next hand.
Uh,
Lenny,
so
more to add on this one, or
yeah, I wanted to jump in with two things. The first is whenever you're playing a hand, and it might be like hand one, where right from the beginning you knew you were playing for 1 point. At some point, you have to decide: are you playing for 1 point? Are you playing for 2 points? Are you playing for the Euchre? Are you playing for the stop? So I think knowing when to make that decision. If Carl orders you up, you're automatically thinking March. Right now, you're thinking Euchre, and I think that's a interesting play, a good play. One of the things that I like, I'm going on to my second point now. Taking a risk like this, I know it doesn't really work because you're setting up seat one for a next sandbag, but I like taking these risks when it's their deal. The scary part, right, is if they hit, they've got the point and it's their deal.
Yes.
If if your team isn't dealing and you take a little bit of a flyer and it doesn't work out, okay, that sucks. But you've got the deal now to go try to get it back
Yeah.
instead of being on your back foot.
Yep. And actually looking at my hand, I never expected them to call next, not with my holding. And my partner passed. And so, I really banked on him having diamonds covered. And I've got hearts covered. But I never expected a next call. I wasn't expecting that.
And if it had gone back to Carl here, he was calling next. I don't know.
Yeah, I was
This is
kind
a
of
really
hoping
interesting distribution.
I was kind of hoping that seat one would pass, or at least feel pressured and make a bad call. I mean, I had 2 jacks, one of each color, and an ace, so I felt I could have a good helper hand if he passes and my partner calls something. But my partner passed.
Well, and I think passing here, the thing that goes in your favor is because of that score and it being league play. I think seat one is going to make a call, even if it's a really bad next call.
Yeah.
Right. Like they are not going to let Carl have a chance to close out the game.
Yeah.
So they're going to take their call. In worst case, it's exactly how it ended up: 8-9.
Yeah.
My deal. Take your shot when it's not your deal.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All that talk, and you played it right. Nice job.
Yeah.
Oh, I got lucky. I don't know if I played it right, but I got lucky.
A couple mistakes ended up working out in your favor. Mm-hmm. It was a heads up pass, though. I think your rationale was good.
Well, like I said, I think people kind of panic at the end or make, poor mistakes at the end. You can almost always bank on that just from the pressure alone.
All right. I think we're good on this hand.
Yeah.
Might talk that one
now
to
we're
death.
up. Now we're up 9-8, and it's their deal. And I have another couple jacks and an ace.
Is this the next hand in that game?
Yes.
Okay.
He trapped himself.
Blood in the water.
Oh God, what do I do? How many? I'm counting Trump now, real quick. What's out there?
Carry the 2.
There's no way I'm winning it with the queen. So I did not expect that.
Mm.
My partner leads, a diamond, right off the bat.
Yeah.
And so I knew that, when he led again later with the king of diamonds, that was boss. But I didn't like the diamond lead at all. Especially because he had 2 of them. And I always wonder why people lead out of their doubleton. My feeling is if he would have had, a single suit, like his club, or his, what does he have there?
He's got ace. He's got left protected, so I think he's trying to promote.
So the
his
queen
king,
of club,
because he
the
knows
queen
he's
of
going to
club
have the
got
lead
it.
again at some point.
See, if he would have led the queen, and let's say I take it with the club, obviously I wouldn't have, but I could have led back another club, and he would be out, and he could trump it. That's why I like a single card lead from seat 1.
Yeah.
And I mean, because that's a standard way to euchre when you can come back like that. When I played it out that way, actually every single way that any lead he had there, we had them. They were euchred no matter what the lead was from seat 1. He could have led Trump. That would have been a great lead too. But the queen or king diamond leading out of his doubleton ended up putting me into a situation where, I knew I had to play the jack of hearts. I had to think about it, but somebody else less experienced might not have played that card. So that's why
I've got some notes here. I actually really like his diamonds lead. And I think I know you're going to disagree with me. But just looking at the cards, the way that they stand, if he had led his club, seat 2 would have been able to trump in. And he would have let a spade, so you would have gotten the trick, sure. But I like leading from your short suit or leading when you're sitting on left ace. Sometimes I'll lead the left just to burn all of the cards off of the table that I can. Like, I assume dealers picking up on 3 trump or like right +1 or something.
yes.
And I think that leading the left there puts them in a really, really bad spot because they have to take with the right. And now I can just duck infinite and wait for my chance to over trump them later. But I like the king of diamonds second because I know it's a short suit on the table and it gives my partner a chance to trump in. And also when I get the lead with the hearts again later in the round, I can lead another diamond. And my partner then has the option to play whatever they want out of their hand. So it allows my partner to play their best hand.
Yeah, I mean, he was. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. And he was playing his hand. He was setting it up and
because in his head he had 2 tricks there.
Correct.
So he was playing for you to take 1.
Correct.
And I like it. I think that that's a really heads up play from Carl. I think that the diamonds or the hearts are the most correct lead. But I also think that when you trumped him with the right, that was big brain. Because like you said, a lot of players would be tempted to throw the queen on top of that 10 and just be like, oh, well, I can get 2 tricks with my hand here. And you did have him either way.
Correct.
But, well, did you? No, you didn't. You had to play the right. Yeah.
Correct. Now, if any other lead, it would have all made sense and flowed perfectly, and there would not have been any difficult decisions.
Yes.
With the diamond lead, it put me in a difficult situation where if you weren't counting cards or paying attention, if you're and you play the queen thinking, you'll get lucky with that, and then you can play your jack for the win. And they would have made their point.
Another point of information here is that dealer, when he takes the first trick, doesn't lead a heart back and instead leads an ace. And I think that's a mistake right there, because why do you lead trump? You lead trump, 1, to promote your other trump, and 2, to promote your aces.
Protect your aces.
He would have split. He would have. I think he still would have been in a really rough spot had he led his hearts here. But leading that ace is it's basically saying, I don't have the right or the left. And I just, I don't.
He might
I think
have been better off
he
if he wasn't going to lead a trump, that maybe he should have led a spade.
Yeah. But even the spade lead, I don't necessarily like.
I think that they were. I understand why he picked it up, and there's that pressure.
Yes.
It's 9-8, and and so
you got to call something.
Correct.
Okay.
I just think that any other lead would have been much easier for me to deal with. I know there's some expert players that are thinking, well, it's not a no-brainer, but you saw how long I thought about it.
No, that would have been, I would have had to sit there and think too. I also I wanted to mention you playing the King of Clubs when he led clubs to you. I think that's really heads up. I really, really, my personal philosophy is there is maybe 1 or 2 situations where you can lie to your partner and it's actually a good play, but lying to your opponents about your cards is always a good play.
Yeah, I wonder if Tony can re-show that.
Yeah, so he leads the ace, and you're sitting there in your head thinking, okay, well, he didn't lead a heart. He's leading the ace of clubs, and now I put him on a clubs doubleton now.
Correct.
And so showing the king after you see the queen played, your jack is just as good. So you're hoping he comes back with the 10 of clubs, thinking that it's going to make it around the table, and now all of a sudden you have him hammered.
Yeah, I thought I could.
Yeah, I really like that. That's a smooth play that not a lot of people think about.
That was fun. So yeah, we euchred them and won the game, and we were just down 7-9. It looked like it was going to be a loss.
Nicely
good
done.
Game.
It was fun.
Sucks to lose a game that way, but what can you do?
Right.
Part of the cards.
The other thing about
there's that pressure at the end. Can't understate it.
What were you saying, Lenny?
Well, I was going to say the other thing about leading the king there is if they do come back with a club, showing your partner the king tells them that you're probably void in clubs, so you can trump in, which would be great, because then they're going to be playing after them with their left.
Yes.
But I like the diamond lead, and there is a great Reddit post like a month ago or 6 weeks ago about exactly this. If you're pretty sure or almost positive you're going to get the lead back at some point into and you're on defense, lead your longest suit.
Okay.
And they explain
like
it way
it.
better than I can.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think that the diamonds lead there was I probably would have led my king because, like I said, when I have connected cards, I always lead from my highest to give my partner as much information as I can. And also the added benefit of leading high is that later in the trick, if you lead a queen, your opponent's going to have to sit there and think like, what cards were played, you know? So they're gonna have to think a lot harder about what they do later in the round. If you've already led your highest connected card and you come back with like a jack or a 10, they're like, do I need to trump this? And a lot of times they'll duck it and just give you the point.
Yes.
Hey, if anybody can dig up that Reddit post, I will link it in the description of this show.
Okay.
Well,
all right. I think we're good on this hand.
Yep.
Oh, one more thing, Lenny.
Well, I'm just with the diamond lead, the long suit lead. Let's just pretend that dealer they picked up the 9, right? So, yes. So pretend that they actually have the right and look at Carl's hand. And so dealer's going to take the diamond, lead the right, lead the ace. Hopefully, Carl can jump in, and now he's got two tricks, and it's anybody's game on Fifth Street.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the reason to kind of set that up.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll see if I can find it, Tony.
All right, I'm gonna queue up
Alrighty.
number 5.
On to the next one. These are really good hands to talk about, by the way. Very interesting league play.
Well, darn, that's my best suit there. Now my best suit.
Crossing the river.
Ooh.
When you cross the
Feels like
lead
league
it low
play.
like that, right?
Oh, I love that. Ooh, give me another one. Give me another heart.
Ooh.
Oh, darn. Ouch.
Very risky.
I love aces.
Yeah, he's sitting there fuming too. You know it.
Ooh, look at that full red hand from partner.
Yes. Yes, but he's got 2 aces, which is golden. Aces are great.
Mm.
And look how many hearts he had.
Yeah.
That would have been a great, he if he would have led back a heart,
Mm.
maybe. Let's see.
All right, so lead us through the river cross and why you did it instead of calling next here.
Okay, so I mean, it was my best hand to call diamonds. It's 2 trump and an ace.
Yep.
Pretty standard. And so that's why I did it. But I realize I'm not crossing the river. I mean, I realize I'm crossing the river, so it's a weak hand for that. I had nothing in hearts. I only had the 1 club. So I decided just to go for it and call the diamonds. But I don't like to be too predictable where I'm calling next. I think you have to kind of keep the dealer honest. If they pass, you could cross the river and it's not a problem. You're not always going to be calling next. So I like to, change it up, play it up, and try to keep the dealer as honest as possible. So, and it was a decent hand. And as long as my partner had a couple aces and maybe a trump, we might get our point.
Yeah, and if you do call next here, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Right.
Big time.
I mean, you don't have that information. But I mean, the temptation is, next is usually pretty good. You're sitting on something that you can lead into your partner, and you have like the ace 9 in next, so that's probably 2 tricks if it comes back around to you. but you also weaken spades by calling next. Yeah, I like this a lot. And the diamonds lead really heads up. The duck was also good from seat 2 on the first trick.
Sure.
He sees you cross the river and he is, all right, well, my partner's probably loaded in it, so I'll just hold on to my right for later.
Yes.
Just ends up working out.
Yeah. Like, for
This
example,
right
here, if my partner would have let another heart here.
Yeah, I think you have to lead a heart here. I think it's a big mistake to lead the diamond back because you don't know what your partner is calling on, and you have a boss card in your hand.
He actually reviewed his hand and realized, you know.
You went real quiet there. You want to repeat that?
It was a great learning experience for him.
Do you have your hand over your phone?
Yeah. I think I see partners do this sometimes where after they have 2 tricks, they'll lead the called suit back into their partner, hoping that they're sitting on the right. But I-75 would have led the right here if she was going to lead a diamond on First Street. So she's showing that she doesn't have it. So you just want to lead your boss cards or your least populated suit, the one that you think that there's the most of on the table. Leading back to them after you only have 2 tricks. Like, it's good after 3, maybe, but you're not guaranteed your point here until you have 3 tricks. So I think you want to keep playing it as defensively as possible and burning trump for your partner.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we get really lucky that Invalid's last card here is a spade.
Yeah, that's another thing, is that Invalid user taken here discards his ace of clubs to show his partner that he has the king of clubs. But I think that's a bit of a misplay because now he has to lead a spade on the last trick and he's only good for 1 and it plays right into Frogger's ace. I think you want to keep that ace king rather than try to give your partner the information. He also saw his partner discard a club here, so yeah.
Well, and if he plays that queen of spades, because he turned down a spade, he's telling Carl, there's no, I don't have any more spades, because if I had another one, I would have picked up for three trump.
Yeah.
So, but I do. I mean, this is a call that's scary, and I probably don't do it enough. But seat 1, worst thing that happens is you're euchred, and now it's your deal.
Yep.
Right.
And at a 0-1 score as well.
Yeah, early game, and then just what was it? It was 3rd Street when he led back the ace. Just stop there. I mean, I get why you did it, right? Like, because I'm going to suck out the trump and my hearts are going to run and we're going to march. But just do a count. You saw 4 diamonds go around the first time. You've got 1 in your hand. That's 5. You can assume that your partner who ordered it has at least 1 more. That's 6. They definitely don't have the right. So either the right is buried, hooray.
Yeah.
Or somebody is sandbagging, and it doesn't cost us anything to lead a boss because the right is either buried or in our opponent's hand. There's no other option. So don't take the risk. It's like leading trump on 4th Street. Very rarely should you be leading trump on 4th Street into your partner.
Yeah.
On offense.
Yeah. 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 I mean, this was a thin call. I didn't have defense for hearts. I was not expecting my partner to have all of them. It never would have made it to him anyway. And you know, again, you don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to be consistent.
Carl might even be going alone.
You don't want to consistently be calling next. Yeah.
I don't know if he actually would or not, but he might, and like the danger's there. But the point is that it's not getting back to middle bower. There's absolutely no way it gets passed around the table. But at a 0-1 scoreline, I think you can go for plays like this. And I agree with Lenny. I don't know if I'm sitting here looking at this hand and thinking I'm going to call diamonds. Like, I don't personally see enough strength here to call it. I actually might have called next and walked right into it. So I think this was a really good play, sitting there and looking at what your hand's actual strength is versus trying to figure out what your partner has, and then playing to it. I think there were a couple of mistakes here, so you got your point in the end. I think they very easily could have euchred you, but I think it was.
Yeah, I don't think they were expecting that I was calling on a king 10. And that's part of why it gets.
Imagine.
Yeah.
It's part of why it works sometimes.
Well,
you could tell he was sitting there on that last trick fuming.
yeah. Yeah. And when I say I wouldn't make this call, that's not judgment, that's jealousy.
Yeah.
That's a call that should be made. And I'm probably like Pineapple. If I'm making a call, I'm firing next and taking my ouches, just assuming that my partner has assuming my partner has it.
I may have called next, except that I had a suit that was better, actually.
Yeah.
And I had to call something.
I like it. Looking at your hand strength versus guessing.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, keep the dealer honest and don't let them think that you're going to be, calling next all the time, because they'll just set you up.
Yep. They'll walk you right into traps.
Exactly. Yep. And it's early.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I think we're good on this one. We can speed around to the last hand.
Here we go.
Oh, I hope they pick up. Darn it. I have nothing in hearts or diamonds, so we'll go with that one. We'll go with next this time.
Well, I like this a lot because you looked at your hand and you were like, that is my best hand.
Yeah. Oh, this is getting uncomfortable.
Oh.
What are the chances they lead a spade? Darn it. Oh, so lucky. Oh, wow. Love it.
Good luck.
Yep.
Yeah. All luck, no skill.
Again, though, I mean, it was, like you said, it was my best hand. I had no defense against, hearts or diamonds.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this distribution of clubs. 2 in every hand but ours.
And they turned down spades, so they probably don't really have any spades. So I'm not sure my ace of spades and king are really that,
Yeah.
on.
Oh man. So I think there's. I just wanted to say something real quick about ducking from second seat on an opponent next call and lead. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be an opponent next call and lead, but I'm playing the right here. And I understand ducking because when seat 1 leads this, you think, okay, they might have the left in their hand. So I want to play for value here, and my king is pretty high, so it might take a trick. But I'm slamming the right on this trick because I have a great lead back on Second Street.
Correct.
If I didn't have a good lead back on second, I would not. I wouldn't trump in with my right, and I would still duck it like this. But I think because he has that ace. And he would still be sitting on another trump. I think it's a good move to just take the lead, lead that ace, see what else you can burn, off of the table, and see where it goes from there.
Yes, I agree. And I think a lot of times, we can run sims to see, what would be a good call but we're always assuming that everybody's playing perfectly.
Yeah.
And Euchre, the fun about Euchre sometimes is, nobody's playing perfectly and you can get away with things. So.
Well, the idea, right, of going second hand low there, it just makes me think of the hand where you set them because they led the 9, right? Like you could very well be on 10 ace left, and they've just set you up to go bam, bam. Here's my ace of hearts. See what you got.
Yeah.
I get it, but I do like. Because you're basically betting on seat 1 having the left.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the bet you're making, and it just didn't work out this time. And this next call, I know you were better last hand in diamonds, but this one also differs in that even though there's not many spades out there, you have 2 bosses. So
Yes.
you've got your 10 of trump, and then you've got 2 bosses. You've just got to pray somehow that somebody throws a spade down there, so at least you're taking somebody's trump while you're doing it.
Yeah, I love how, like with the next call, I lead low like that, or kamikaze, my trump, and I'm fully expecting my partner to take it here, or hoping. And then I'm hoping he'll lead back an ace of diamonds or an ace of hearts. And let him run it. Let my partner run it.
Yeah, this is a count on your partner for 3.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
and maybe you get it to help out, but like we said, it's nice having the 2 bosses, but one got turned down, so there's only 2 left.
Yeah.
Yep. I also like it in the spot because you're up 5-4 and you get the deal next. So it's a lot less risky to give up a euchre because right, worst case scenario is they run away with the game, but like the most likely thing to happen here is even if they do euchre you on this, you get the deal back and then you're probably getting at least 1 point on your deal.
Correct.
So it's like worst case here, you're probably tying the game back up at 6-6. And it's reasonably, like, it seems risky to call this with 1, and then your boss cards are in spades, which was also turned down.
Correct.
But I think this is a great spot to be calling next in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you listen to the commentary on the video, people are saying this is a must call next. Like you have to call it. And
right.
I think that's right.
Yeah, with the 9 of hearts and 9 of diamonds.
Yeah, you got nothing.
Right. So either they're going to euchre us for 2, or I'm going to pass, and they're going to, possibly get
March. Yeah.
2 or 4. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But
your most likely scenario is when they pass on a spade, there's not very many left on the table. So if it does go to seat 2, he's probably calling something. Ironically, probably clubs.
Right.
And,
right.
in the situation, but like generally speaking, you're probably not really good for any tricks if seat 2 is calling something, especially if they call in a red suit. So it's best to just like hedge your bets, kamikaze the card, and hope that it works out.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, awesome. Because I think the kamikaze is key here. You have to put it in your partner's hand. You're not going to win it with the ace of spades. It's going to get trumped and you're going to lose the lead. So you just have to put it in your partner's hand and count on your partner. That's a partner's game. So.
And another thing is that ace becomes more and more valuable the later in the hand it goes. Yes. It's really worthless on first street. Like it's almost definitely getting trumped, and you're never getting it back because now you've just taken every spade off of the table.
Yep.
And what did you get for it? 1 trump card. It's just not worth it.
Right.
So yeah, I like this a lot.
And I'm not going to get the lead, so the king is worthless then too. So
Yep.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, that was fun.
I'm content with this one.
Any final thoughts?
Nope.
All right. Well, that's all we've got for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Table Talk.